Well, hey guys, welcome to Relentless Talk Radio. This is episode 85 of Relentless Talk Radio. This is the Relentless Women Unite episode, and we are talking with Jessica Mohs of Phoenix Moto Girls and Jennifer Sievers from Motocycle Princess. I'm super excited because this is the first of many conversations I'll be having exclusively with Biker Chics, and we're going to do this. Or maybe this. Let's just leave it like that for now. It's much better. Okay. Yeah, now look at the prop. I love it. Cool. So, I don't know. Let's start. Who wants to go first? We'll start with Jessica. Jessica, who the hell are you, and what do you do, and why do you do it?
Jessica Mohs. I'm a moderator for Phoenix Moto Girls. I just kind of jumped in with them when I got my first Harley, which was a dream of mine back a few years ago, and really exciting. Just started making events, so the events just kind of caught on, and I guess I'm kind of good at it. So the founder, who is Anise Garlek, she started the group Phoenix Motor Girls in 2016. She said she used to ride around with her brothers and her brother's friends, and she was a little intimidated and was like, hey, I really wish I could find a group of women. And looked some groups up, couldn't find any real active groups, went to Babes Ride Out and got totally inspired and came back here and started this whole shit show that we work our ass off to keep going.
Well, there's two things I picked up on. Number one, this is your first bike, which I've ridden with you, and you're an excellent rider.
Not my first bike, my first Harley.
First Harley. Okay, there you go. Good clarification, because not all bikes are Harleys. Some of them are otherwise, right? But you've been other things in your life that are kind of badass. You're a boxer.
I was a professional boxer for 9 years. I had 34 professional fights all over the United States, Canada, Denmark, and ranked 5th in the world in my prime. I've been on ESPN, Fox Sports, Telemundo, Univision, and pay-per-view. I
just love what a badass you are. That's so cool.
So I got to ride with the girls because the guys are too intimidated by my arms.
That happens to me all the time too, actually. That's a riot. So I love that you didn't found the group, but you took over moderating it. And it's Anise? Is that how you say her name?
Anise Gerlich, yeah.
Yeah. So she's got this ridiculously crazy, like, badass bike, and she's a little peanut. And I've seen her out, and we've spoken on Facebook, but we've never actually ridden together. I can't wait to ride with that chick. She rides the most ridiculous motorcycle.
Oh, and she's like a Barbie. She is like the Barbie motorcycle chick. If they make a motorcycle Barbie doll, it's going to be a replicate of her, for sure.
But is she Mexican or Puerto Rican, or she's Italian, or she's something with pigment.
Yeah,
something like that.
I don't know exactly.
Something like that. She's not like blonde. She's like a dark-haired chick like me.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, and she's all curvy, and she's all that, and she like rides that thing like she owns it, and she does, which is a pretty good thing. So
I don't know how she reaches those apes. I mean,
they're like way up here. It's amazing. I mean, it's just really. I've watched her back in at the hideaway, and and then I meant to go to her and say, "Holy crap! I can't believe you can back that thing up." It's pretty amazing.
Heels. I can't even walk in heels.
Which is really crazy, really crazy. So Jennifer, who are you, and what do you do, and why do you do it?
Well, first I want to say, yes, Jessica is a badass. Our friendship has really grown over the last year, and I absolutely love collaborating with Jessica and the Phoenix Moto Girls, and we collaborate a lot with Michelle with the Win Sisters too, and we have we're like, what are we called, Jessica? The three
we whore
amazing
around.
amigos.
Amazing amigos, yeah. But yeah, all our groups.
Who was actually? There's
all our groups just whore around with each other. It's like we're just one big community. We're not, it's not like we're married to anybody. We just whoever's got the best ride that day. We're just a bunch of motorcycle sluts.
Yeah.
we just slam onto each other, and it's awesome. I love it. So, I'm the founder of our Motorcycle Princess Ladies Ride Group. Started it a year ago when we had our first ladies night event, which was the bomb. It was so fun. We had about 150 ladies there, and every ride group was there, and we just had fun together. So I really kind of launched it at that point, so a year ago, and because a girlfriend of mine was like, I really want to do more lady rides. And I have a little bit different twist than my lovely ladies here. I mean, a lot. We ride, it's about riding and supporting each other. And we all do that very well, and showing love and empowering. And I just love the community. But I have a little bit of a girly twist to it, and do other kind of events that are biker related to make us sparkle on and shine
Like
internally.
male strippers.
Yeah. 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 So, no, that doesn't shine. That does, Jessica. So, so that's where. So I just started doing that, and with the Motorcycle Princess group, I do little events, but also I only do one ride a month, but for me it's nationwide too. I have a lot of gals from different parts of the country that are on board and love, all of the encouraging that we do on our site to one another.
Yeah, I think we're.
Go ahead, Jessica.
I think in Arizona, and I've heard this from other people too, because we have people also from other states who are in our group here just to see what we're doing. Because I think the fact that we all ride with each other and we're all involved in each other's groups and we all unify for these big causes together, we're like this huge, amazing community. It's not about I'm with them or I'm with them.
Right?
It's like we're all together.
Exactly.
And just the unity and everything we have here is something that is missing nowadays in the world, it seems. But we are freaking united here.
Yeah,
no matter
we are.
What else is going on in the world?
Jessica makes a good point. When I post stuff on my page and on our page that about a ride we all did or whatever the case may be, they're like, "Oh my gosh, you ladies are amazing!" Like someone from Washington or California or Texas will be like, "Wow, I wish that we had that. I'm jealous. I mean, you guys look like you're badass and having fun." And I'm like, "Yeah, we all are badass and we're having fun." So.
When I first started riding when I was 18, there wasn't a lot of women riders. It was like me and like 500 men, which I don't mind that ratio. Quite frankly, I love men. I think men are awesome. I love riding with men. Yeah. But I also love to ride women. And I'm not going to say strong either, because I think sometimes we think that only a strong woman can ride a motorcycle. And you know what? That's not true. All women are strong in their own way. Right. And it doesn't mean that you have this badass, like Jessica and I are both we're athletes, so we're really muscly and we look a little scary. We scare people a little bit. I love you guys. You know what I mean? Like we're tough. But Jennifer kind of like just softer, and I love watching you post because you're so excited and so girly. And you have things like you're blinking out bandanas, and it's like biker craft stuff, you know what I mean? I just think it's really important that women who are watching who are new, and I've told this people all the time, like I wish I was as tough as I look on the outside, because I'm actually a marshmallow. And in fact, I know a lot of tough people, including men, are really marshmallows. You know what I mean? I'm really a marshmallow on the inside. So I remember when I got my first Harley, I hadn't actually ridden solo big bike. And I had my friend ride the bike off the lot. And he bought me to a parking lot and taught me how to ride. I went around the parking lot 3 times. The second time I dropped her, scratched her. First day, less than 24 hours old, so mad. Got back on her, went around the parking lot one more time and rode out in traffic. Like when I think back on it now, it's like I was riding a 1,000-pound motorcycle out in traffic, having only ridden it for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? Like crazy, right? So, all right, I'm a little nuts, but not everybody needs to be like that. You can go take a motorcycle training course. You can start off on a smaller bike. You can ride in your backyard with your brothers until you fall down and all that stuff. It doesn't have to be like you're this big, tough chick to ride a motorcycle. We're all as many types of women and kinds of personalities that there are in the real world. There's also those kinds of personalities in the biker culture too. And I just really want to say to the new women that are thinking, God, I really want to ride and I admire you for riding and I wish I could ride. I say, you know what? They sell motorcycles to anybody.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
You can ride right off the lot, big, indifferent, marshmallow, powder puff or not. You're allowed to ride a motorcycle no matter what your personality is. So you don't have to be a strong chick.
Strength isn't just physical. It comes from the heart and it comes from the head.
Agreed.
If you think you can do something, you can do anything.
Mm-hmm. And what I love about the women community is that everybody encourages each other.
Yay!
It's
So awesome.
encouraging, and it just touches my heart. I mean, it's instant family, instant sisterhood, and no judgment. Honestly, no judgment. And I think the women community does that. And I love riding with my groups that have men and women in them too, and it's just a different feeling, but it's support.
100%. Why did you guys, I don't remember why I started riding. What was the first thing that caught your attention about motorcycles?
Well, my grandfather was actually one of the founders of Hell's Outcast Motorcycle Group, which is like the Hells Angels of the Midwest. They would not allow my grandpa and his friends in the Hells Angels chapter, so they formed their own, and now it's a huge deal up in the Midwest. So I was kind of brought up around Harleys all my life, but I got my first dirt bike at 13, and faced off with a buck deer in a hayfield, and I won. So after that, I was like, fuck it. I love this shit. I'm tough as shit. I'm little, but I'm tough.
You are.
It's funny, like I should know she is, but I mean, little, you're not petite, you're a little vertically challenged. I mean, like, person, you're a strong person.
Yeah.
So I can see why you lost. So Jennifer, how about you?
Oh, well, I started riding about 14 years ago, and my partner, he got me into riding, and I rode on the back, I think, twice, and then I'm like, I'm too independent. I want to ride my own, and instantly got a bike and loved it. So I have a Harley as well, but my first bike was a 2006 Suzuki Boulevard. So, and it was a good bike to learn on. And then I moved to my Miss Piggy, and I just love it. I love you know what I love the most is meeting new people. I so love meeting new people, and my bike really attracts people. And I love it when women come up or little girls, and they say, "Oh my gosh!" And women say this a lot. "Oh my gosh, honey, if I got a bike like that, now I would ride." I'm like, "Yeah, you could do it. You could totally do it. Whatever it takes to inspire women to get out there and ride their bikes, or men, or
Doesn't
little
matter yet, right?
girls. They could grow up to do this. It's okay." So that's what I love the most is meeting new people out there. It's so amazing. It really is.
Yeah.
How'd you guys start your
We get
groups?
people to do crazy, stupid shit like jump out of airplanes.
Airplanes?
Yeah. Hey, let's go for a ride. Where are we going? Well, we're going to go jump out of an airplane. Next thing you know, 19 of us are jumping out of an airplane.
Oh, that was so fun. Yeah.
Empower and inspire.
Yes. And that was that.
I'm jumping out of airplanes on my list of things to do. So the next time you guys do that, I'll do it with you.
Absolutely. Oh, it's freaking amazing. I'm addicted now.
It is. We did that. So all of our groups came together here in Arizona, and we all got together, and it started off because we were doing Jessica's birthday. It was just for Jessica's birthday. We were going to ride to support her, right? and then there was like, okay, there's 10 spots. Who's going to fill the spots? Somebody said to me, a couple people like, "Oh, Jennifer, you're going to jump." I'm like, no way in hell am I going to airplane. So I thought, you know what? I'll dare Michelle of Wind Sisters to do it, who's afraid of heights. And I'm like, no way is she going to say yes. And she's like, "Damn you, Jennifer." I can't back down from that. I'm doing it. And I'm like, that means I got to do it. But it was amazing. And thank you, Jessica, for having a birthday, being born, being amazing. So we could all experience that together. It was
awesome.
Yeah.
Hey, Jessica, who's that little dog there? Who's that little dog?
That's my foster. I foster for Boxer Love Rescue and volunteer, and that is my 34th foster.
Wow.
I've adopted 2. We call it foster fail when you're like, nah, I'm gonna keep this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's been here about a week now. So.
I think that's one of the things that people miss about bikers. I was just reading when I was searching for the title of my shows to be doing. I was just kind of trolling the internet. And one of the things that they said, the 13 things that people don't know about bikers, and I think it's kind of, some people don't know, is that we're really charitable. Like, it doesn't surprise me that you foster dogs.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like, bikers are just incredibly generous. We do so many charity rides. We do so much stuff. You know, this year I've been nominated by the Lymphoma Society for Woman of the Year.
Right on.
We book a run one way or the other. Like I'm trying to try to virtual it too, in case we're not back whatever be in the future next year. But we all do book runs and charity rides and all kinds of things. When people pass away, just recently, Ginger passed away, and I never met Ginger. But it was heart wrenching to watch. You know, just it's warming at the time to see somebody in the community the way she was.
Yeah.
You know, it's just, and I think that we, you know, there's sometimes people do go down, but other times, you know, we've recently from Buddy Stubbs, his best friend passed away from COVID, and you know, it's the same weekend as the female memorial, is the same day as the female ride that's happening this Saturday, coming out of both Desert Winds and Buddy Stubbs. And you know, I think that we pull together in ways that I think that most people would be surprised. The idea of the bid, you know, the 1%er bit isn't really true. Most bikers are very charitable and very oriented and very loyal and very polite and all those things.
Oh yeah.
So I
think we're definitely about community. I mean, that's what the biker culture is. It's about working together, empowering each other, and being a community and helping other communities, you know, outside motorcycles. It's just, that's what we do. That's how we roll.
Yep.
100%. So what's the biggest positive you think? We've talked an awful lot about collaboration, and you know, kind of appreciate about the difference between men and women. I like to focus on the difference because I think that men are awesome, and I love riding with men, and so I don't want to go they're bad. That's not really the way. But there is some real positives about the woman with other women. I think there's positives about being with women just generally, doing whatever your thing is, whether it's quilting or cooking or riding a Harley. You know what I mean? It's all the same thing. What do you think the biggest positive about being in the woman community?
Well, I kind of said it. I'll start first if you don't mind, Jessica.
Go for it.
I said it a little earlier, and it's the love, the unconditional love that we get from everybody. It's acceptance. I mean, no matter if you ride a Harley, a Suzuki, an Indian, a Spider, it doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter your age, old, young, new rider, seasoned rider. Everybody is so supportive of each other and there to help one another and support one another. I mean, but the thing is, it's instant. It's not like, you know, some groups that have both men and women, which I'm in those too. Sometimes you have to take it takes a little bit. But with women, we get each other. We're on the same vibe. We all love riding our bikes. And so right there's our connection. So that's what I think is some of the great positives of riding with women groups. What about you, Jessica?
Well, I get to hear about everybody bitching about their men, so I've definitely learned a lot about men through sisters. And it's like having a bunch of crazy sisters. I mean, that if I'm being stupid or saying stupid shit, they'll call me on it. It's not like there's no nicety. Like if I went out to brunch with some friends from work and I said some stupid shit, they probably wouldn't say anything. But oh, my biker sister, shut the fuck up, Jess. You're being an idiot. You know? It's like family.
And you know what? What I'm going to say right now, you see how Jessica and I are totally opposite, but we love each other and we support each other and we can give each other shit and we love it. Right.
And I'm so between the middle of you guys, you know what I mean? Like I definitely have a sailor mouth too, for sure. I mean, like anybody knows the F word is like a, you know, it's part of my vocabulary. I won't give it up. I refuse. But I'm kind of in the middle between the soft and not a soft. But I mean, I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. But I think what's cool about biker women is that there's no competition, posturing. Where I notice when I'm with a co-ed group, we're just a bunch of men, a lot of posturing and a lot of ego attached to it, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that with just women, there's less ego attached. Also, you know, I remember being at a women's street when I was getting, it was like me and 50 women. And it was like, you know, that just didn't appeal, like me with 50 women, because women don't trust each other in the regular world.
Yeah.
There's a lot of competitiveness and there's a lot of cattiness and that kind of, you know, I'm not telling you guys anything you don't know. We have a hard time sometimes.
We are women, yes.
But I think the kind of woman that's attracted to a motorcycle, a little less of that. Not that I'm saying it's not there, because I know there's bitches everywhere, quite frankly, but you know, there's just less of it. You know, there's more collaboration and welcomeness and inclusiveness. And I think that we've all felt the otherness of being a minority in the culture, because this is a biker culture is usually, and you know, historically has been male dominated.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Out with regular groups of women and stuff, they'd be like looking at someone. Did she get a boob job? Oh my god! Do you think her boyfriend made her do that? And here we'd be like, oh my god! Did you get a boob job? Can I feel them? They look awesome. Send me a plastic surgeon's number when you get a chance.
I'm kind of that way in the real world too, but you know, I remember I was out with my girlfriend Gelly one day and we're having breakfast and we're talking about my businessman, and I'm in my business person, you know, persona.
Yeah.
And Gelly is also a very strong woman. She's the founder of Networking Phoenix, and she's been a friend of mine since I came here. And she says, you know, Michelle, you know what makes you different? And I'm like, I don't know, I'm just me. She goes, you're a biker. And at the time I was bikeless, so I couldn't own that, you know. I had to sell my motorcycle, went through a divorce and I had to sell my motorcycle, and I was bikeless. So I knew I was a biker, but I didn't feel like I could lead with that. And now that I have silver back underneath me, I'm like, you're right. I'm the chick that could be in a cocktail dress at a charity event, talk to the mayor 1 minute, and then I'm on my Harley myself out in the middle of nowhere, you know, my thing, and riding a big bike on my own, you know what I mean? Or riding in a big back, or riding with, I did the prison a couple years ago, like me and 100 guys and 2 other, you know, badass that can ride that kind of a group. 100. Can you get a ticket proactively? Post out. I was going on the highway, and you know, you got to be a little for that, I guess. You know, at the same time, you know, a master's degree in business, and I'm out there in the business world. But what does make me different is I am as much biker as I am everything else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agreed.
Once you're a biker, even in between bikes, you're still a biker, because once you've lived it and loved it, it's just part of you.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Well,
and you really don't know as a woman what mascara and lipstick really hold true until you've been 80 miles an hour in a rainstorm.
You know what I found? This lipstick possible.
Right. Well,
right?
You know, if you know who would know the best of that, you know, Tina Lynn, you know, with Biker Ken, she knows everything about what to wear on a bike.
Yes.
Talk about what to wear on a bike, Jennifer. You have a clothing line that's part of Motorcycle Princess, correct?
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. And we're coming out with, you know, one of my Motorcycle Princesses from Florida, Beverly Adams. She is putting together some Motorcycle Princess masks that we're going to be launching out soon. So that's really exciting. And I'm going to be doing some long sleeves for the fall. So yeah, I'm having so much fun with it. I'm really trying to just listen to the ladies and seeing what they want to sparkle. And of course, all my clothes have to have some bling on it. So even if it's just one little bling. So anyways, yeah, thanks. I'm excited about it.
I can buy it at Desert Winds or at several other Harley dealerships, right?
Yeah, so we're in Gladstone, Harley. We're in Silverton right now, so we're gaining momentum and getting in Jet City, Harley Davidson up in Washington. So I'm pretty excited. We've got some momentum, so it's badass. It's exciting.
So they can also go to motorcycleprincess.com.
Yes, absolutely.
You have a little bit of a lag in your internet. It's weird how it waits a little bit to lag. Let's hope it comes back like it did before. Yeah, people can buy Moto Girl shirts that you're sporting right now. I need one of those. There's a couple different colors, right? Red and black, and is there white?
I know we had a white one with the Arizona flag colors in it. So I'm not sure what we have. The whole new little website that you can order directly from is kind of new, and that's like techie sales. I'm all about, like, people are like, where do I get this? Ask Anise or ask Heidi or ask one of the other girls, because I just like put rides and shit together.
Yeah.
It does come in pink. It comes in pink.
Well, what I'm really excited right now about is I've been essential working and having to leave my house to go to work every day, and I've been a little jealous about all these people I'm seeing that are like working remote from home in their yoga pants or their underwear. I just want you to know right now, I am in my underwear.
Don't stand up, Jessica. Don't stand up.
I'm living
Normally you're
in this moment.
Right? So you're a painter in your other world life, right? You're actually got like a house, like an inside and outside painter, or just inside?
Mostly inside.
Mostly inside. Well, I'm glad to hear that. This is AC.
I know.
So, what wisdom do you guys have to share with new riders?
Well, I think you should take the motorcycle training course. I think that's very, very, very key for a new rider, and get some proper training. I think that's, and then you can take advice, but do what you feel most comfortable with. Don't feel pressured to go on a ride when you maybe aren't ready. And it's okay to say, you know what, I'm ready to go. I thought I was. I'm going to step out on this one. So don't feel pressure. Feel what you're comfortable with, but keep going. Even if, Polly from Wind Sisters, we were up in Colorado. We rode up to Colorado, and what she said this phrase: "My bike doesn't tip over; it faints." I love it. My bike faints. So even if your bike chooses to faint, get back on it, keep going, don't give up. It happens to all of us. Not one of us have not had our bike faint on us many times.
Yep.
So that's the advice I would give.
Yeah, I think most
advice actually.
The most important thing I think is confidence. If you don't feel, or you get icky feeling about a ride, that's something telling you something. If you don't feel confident doing something, don't let anybody pressure you. You have nobody knows you better than you know you. Confidence will get you there safe. If you don't feel confident about it, don't do it. It's just not worth it.
Nope. Yeah.
I always tell people to ride their own ride.
Yes.
Because when you don't, every single time the pavement's going to win.
Yep.
Like, you are not going to beat the pavement. So if you don't feel like, one of my rules is, unless I'm out on the road and there's no way to avoid it, and there's a storm or something, I don't ride when I'm tired. So actually, Jessica, you just had a ride a couple of weekends ago, and I slept well for a couple nights, and I was only doing the ride up and coming back, and I just knew it wasn't safe for me to ride. When you ride tired, you're really setting yourself up to, not be aware of your surroundings, and you can actually fall asleep on a motorcycle. I've almost done that. When I rode my bike across, and Jessica, I'm sure you've had this happen to Jennifer. If you've been on a bike for a really long time and it's warm, and you get that zone where all you're hearing is the wind, it gets mesmerizing, and you actually can fall asleep.
Yep.
You're rested. So I have a rule: don't ride when I'm tired. Don't ride when I'm fucking pissed off.
That's really good advice.
Yeah. Because I'm much more aggressive like everybody when you're angry and you're not paying attention around. You know what I mean? So if I'm really angry and I'm tired, it's a halt situation. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired. It's for me, it's angry and tired. I don't ride. Or I'll I eat something or calm myself down or call somebody or just, calm myself down, because when you're tired and you're angry and you're on a bike, you're super dangerous. And going back to the first thing is the pavement's always going to win. And Jennifer, I loved what you said about don't let anybody pressure you, because, I've been riding with men primarily my whole life, and they want me to be at a certain level. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to ride to my own level. I'm going to get in the back of the pack. I'm going to slow down. And I'm going to slow down because I'm on a new bike, or I'm in a new area, or I'm tired, or I'm angry, or whatever the heck's going on with me, where I need to get out of the pack and slow down, and I'll meet you there. Well, no, you're a chick. You can't be by yourself. I'm there. You just be your own ride. I'll have my ride. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to stop. I'll meet you. I won't go. I definitely have learned that I have to ride and not, this is where the strength comes in. No matter what package you come in, a pink fluffy one, tough, you know, you know what? The day, family, I'm going to let feeling go, make me out of my skill set. I'm going to be humble enough to like step back and sit down and do my thing. And people that don't respect are people you should, because they don't care about you, they care about themselves. They're not really paying attention to what's really important, which is enjoying the ride and being safe. Because if you're not safe, you're not enjoying it, you know. So if you hear me singing Frere Jacques, is the thing I would tell new riders is that any person, male or female, long rider or new rider, who tells you that they've never been afraid in a bike is lying.
Yep.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because everybody has hit a corner too fast and had your stomach go into your throat. I mean, you know, we've known a lot of people have been unlucky, you know, that have left sooner than they should have because they didn't pay attention to that fear. I think that fear is a really good indicator, and if you don't feel it and you're not honest about it, then you're really set yourself up for the pavement to win. You really have to be very humble on a motorcycle and check your ego all the time. And that means, you know, riding to your own level and having fun, because when you ride to your own level, you'll have fun. And the other thing that someone told me, there's a moment when you start to hit corners where you hit the gas at just the right time and the bike takes you around the corner and you're like, oh yeah, yep,
Scrape that
might
footboard a little bit. You're like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got this lean push thing. I got it, right? And you get that, you know, and you start to do the cruisy turvy. Wow, I got this thing, right? When you first ride, you don't have that feeling. You have that like, holy shit, do I push, do I pull, where do I look? What am I doing? Holy shit, am I gonna, oh my God. Like, not for everybody, but I think a lot of people have that momentarily when they're riding. And there's that moment where you go, okay, this is how I do it. That's how I do it. This is the gear I should be in. But you have to put seat time in to get there. So if you're a new rider, just ride to your own level as possible when you're rested and not pissed off.
Oh yeah.
And let yourself just have seat time, because with seat time comes that confidence you were talking about earlier, Jessica. Just having seat time helps, you know, and it's just knowing what you need. I had a girl reach out to me on Biker Chics Unite a couple weeks ago saying that she was in a training course and she was nervous and afraid. And I kind of talked into my phone and said, hey, listen, you know what? That's just totally normal. And I said the things that you guys just said combined with what I said, and she sent me back a picture a couple weeks later saying she got a cycle endorsement. And I love that, because riding through your fear is really
absolutely
that makes biking badass. You know what I mean? Because everybody in life has to ride through fear, and when you're on a motorcycle, you have to ride through fear. And I think it's a big analogy. It's a big kind of microcosm of the world. You know what I mean?
Well, we have to have fear. It's what keeps us safe. It's our number one survival instinct. That's what gets us from A to B safely. And yeah, as far as, I think when you get to that point where you've been on your bike enough and you feel that it's an extension of yourself, and you take those twists and curves just right, and you get that feeling you're talking about, a cornergasm.
Yeah. Love that.
And, you know, me and my bike are now married.
That is perfect. Love it. Awesome. Yeah, you're like, oh, there's angels flying. Like, yes, I got it. That's awesome. That's awesome. So funny. So go ahead, Jennifer.
One of the things I wanted to mention, I just was on a ride a few days ago, and I was when I left in the morning, I was feeling kind of down before I got on my bike. It was just kind of down a little bit. But as soon as I sat on my bike, I was like, I my whole personality changed. It's my happy spot. I guess my cornergasm or whatever, seatgasm. But I was in my happy spot and I was like, my whole persona changed. And I was doing what I love the most because it's spiritual too. It really is. I clear my head. I get lots of thoughts down when I'm riding my bike, and it's me and my bike. That's it. She is a part of me.
Absolutely.
You know, I wasn't planning on replacing Ruby this year, but I just had to. You know, my dad died. I've had some personal stuff go on. I've had to move. There's been like shit happening. I called my mom up one day and she said, Michelle, I don't know what you got to do, but you got to make that happen because you with that bike is just wrong. Now, this is my mom who was afraid for me to ride. Who was like mortified to ride.
Wow.
She's like, please go out and buy a bike today. Like, don't even go buy a bike today. And I was like, wow, I'm not that bad, huh? She said, yeah, you really are. Like, you've been without a bike for 3 years and it's just wrong. And I remember riding her off the lot and that feeling of like, wow, how have I lived without you for 3 years? And people who ride get what I'm talking about. You know, I love going for solo rides. I love riding with people. I love riding big groups, but I really love going on solo rides because it's a big brain. I call it a big brain dump. Yeah. All that crap, you know, people aren't treating me well, or things aren't going the way you want them to go, or life's happening, or COVID, blah, 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 blah. And they usually say about 25 miles in, you get that hush.
Yeah.
Just, and your whole body, you become one with the bike. And if you're listening to great music, awesome. Yeah. If you're not awesome, it doesn't matter. It's good either way, but you get into that zone. And it's very much like how I feel when I'm doing hot yoga. I'm in the zone of zenness, of like a space in between my ears where there used to be a lot of clutter. And that's what riding does. And I loved watching you travel, Jennifer. You just did a huge amount of traveling. You were furloughed from your job and you took advantage of the opportunity and you got on Biggie and you rode. Tell us a little bit about your ride.
Oh, my Sparkle On tour was amazing. It was. Oh my gosh. I'm like, a week after I was furloughed, I'm like, hey, why am I sitting here? Let's go. Let's go. I toured like 9 states, did 8,000 miles, met a massive amount of amazing women, men, kids. I don't care. I rode with some great ladies, and when I got home, I'm like, okay, I'm leaving again in a day. I wish, you know, but I did. A week later, then I rode up to Colorado with Vicky and Brenda, and we had such a fabulous time and met other sisters up there ride with, and oh my gosh, it was, you know. And then I want to tell you real quick, when I was in Colorado, we were planning on riding back Monday, and Sunday I said, you know what do I have to get back to? I don't have to go to work. So I put out there to my network, I'm like, hey, I'm going to be in New Mexico undercover, because as soon as you enter New Mexico, you're supposed to quarantine 14 days. So I was invisible. I had my cloak on, and I just rode through Colorado. I was so lucky and I said, who can I stay with? And Dee Jones, who's another fabulous woman rider, very inspirational. She offered to let me stay with her, and I met a wonderful gal in El Paso, Texas, who offered, I mean, just again, this is what the women riding is about, the connection with each other. And I don't know you, but you're a riding sister. You can come stay with me. I want to ride with you. In the open arms. It just tickles me pink.
Yeah, and I just love watching your lives, Jennifer, because your joy and your genuine, authentic heart is just written all over everything you do. It's just, you celebrate life and you choose joy every day, and I just have a huge amount of respect for you, because you could have just stayed home and, you know, all of us have changes. We got COVID, we got shit happening in the world, and we could have just stayed home and just hung out and ate bonbons and watched Netflix, right? And you didn't. You got on your bike.
Well,
in your underwear. But, you know, you got with it because you could.
Right.
Awesome.
Well, that's why I named it Sparkle On. I wasn't going to let COVID keep me down. I wasn't going to let my job depress me because I was furloughed. I'm going to keep pushing on. So, but thank you, Michelle. It's very kind.
I think it's really awesome. And Jessica, you just had a big camping thing, and I'm so disappointed that I couldn't be there. number one, I was tired, so I couldn't ride with you. And I made a promise to my mother that I wouldn't be in big group situations for a while because I'm her only person right now. So it's really my thing this summer, my whole plan to, plan big group rides, just really put a curb in it. But I have to respect my mom's wishes. So I'm trying to, I've never.
We got to listen to our moms sometimes.
I'm my mom's person right now. My dad just passed away this year, so I've got to be a little more conservative. But you guys just had a really great, and just like not conservative and my Micalizzi just doesn't go together, but I've just had to be more conservative. So Jessica, you just had a really great camping trip. You went out to the middle of Sedona and you guys, there was like 20 of you or something like that. You went out and did the camp.
Yeah, I think there's like 24 of us. And camped out for 3 days, and some of the Tucson Moto girls came up to join us, and it was great. It was just hanging out and getting in trouble together in the middle of nowhere.
I love that.
We scared all the wildlife away.
Oh, there's nothing breaking into your tents or anything? No bears around?
No. Any little animal I saw that kind of started to creep up, their eyes just got real big and they hightailed it out of there. They're like, these are some crazy bitches. I think they pretty much told everyone, hey, bear, don't fuck with them.
So what's coming up? We have got the International Female Riders Day coming up on Saturday, right?
Yeah, both of us are doing some rides, so that's pretty awesome.
Both of us. So we're meeting up at Buddy Stubbs at, I believe, 6 o'clock in Cave Creek at the smaller Buddy Stubbs, and then riding out. I'm not leading the ride, so we're going to do a ride, and Buddy Stubbs is providing breakfast. And then Jennifer, you're doing a ride with Desert Winds, correct?
Yeah. So we're meeting at 7, leaving at 7:30, riding to Superior, and for our ride, we're asking you to dress patriotic, because we're going to be taking a picture with the flag up there in Superior and back for prizes and raffles, and Desert Winds being generous and offering breakfast and lots of fun raffles. So both rides are going to be amazing.
That's another thing that the women biker community does really well is that we like to get dressed up. I love the biker for boobies. Where you can be as pink as you want to be. With oh my gosh, what's her name? Shelly Martin.
Yeah.
And she works at Scottsdale Harley Davidson and used to bartend at I love menopause. Just put
Speaking of dressing up, we're doing a
Oh.
Halloween ride.
Yeah.
So a bunch of us, we're all going to get together, and because we're not sure about COVID, if it's going to kind of ruin things for the kids. So I'm like, let's get in costumes, decorate our bikes. We'll do a little ride through downtown Phoenix, kind of come up through 7th Street, kind of where there's neighborhoods and stuff, and kind of just bring a Halloween parade through town and just kind of bring some Halloween joy to everybody and get out on our bikes.
So I'm looking for a giant fur piece, like a big feathery thing, like you'd see with
like
in Vegas.
That'd be awesome.
So I'm probably gonna make one. I can't wait. I love Halloween, and I haven't had like enough people in my life that are Halloween people, and I'm so gonna dress up for this. Like ridiculous.
I know, me too.
I have kitty ears in my backpack when I go out and I'm hanging out. I just put kitty ears on because I like to dress up. It's kind of fun. And I like really tall heels and short skirts and all that stuff. So I love the biker community because we get to be as crazy as we want. We dress up. We wear crazy makeup. We do things with our hair. This is fun. It's all fun. It's all in good fun.
Well, and I don't know if I could mention in November, after Jessica's Halloween ride, which is going to be kick-ass, is we're going to do our ladies' night, which we were supposed to do it in August, but we're going to do it. But with the COVID, we're doing it in November the 21st, and it is going to be over the top from last year. And last year was pretty over the top. But
do I get to dress up again?
You can totally dress up if you like, but we're gonna
dress up anyway because I like it.
So
how fun!
I hope it's not going to be too chilly for the male strippers in November.
Well, that's okay. And it's going to be on steroids from last time. So, hey, It's a true ladies' night. It's about us and having fun. So yeah.
I just love that. So I'm going to be hosting a new riders training at Buddy Stubbs in November. I'll let you know when that's going to be. It'll be midweek. There's so many women that have reached out to QT, like people that are in my business community, which Jennifer, you and I actually met network. We were actually dressed like business people when we met, and we went around the room at a networking for healthcare professionals, and you said, I ride a motorcycle. I went, wait a minute, hold the phone. And we became instantaneous friends, and then we kind of hooked up on Facebook as networking partners, right? And then we just kind of like, this whole biker thing came off. So, you know, a lot of my networking women have been like, Michelle, I've always wanted to ride. And I say the same thing. They let anybody ride. Like, you don't have to have a badass patch to get on a motorcycle. You can actually learn to ride. So I'll be hosting a Learn to Ride at Buddy Stubbs.
Cool.
I'm also doing on the 2nd and 4th Fridays of the month, from 10 to 11 a.m. I'm doing a motorcycle culture special edition on Relentless Talk Radio called Relentless Bikers.
Cool.
And it's all going to be about the motorcycle culture, and not the riding motorcycle culture, like those of us who really ride. And I'm not, knocking the bar to bar thing, because that's fun too. But I'm going to talk about, the first segment's going to be about tips and tricks with your bike. Like, how do you change the spark plugs? How do you change the oil? Like a lot of wrenchy kind of stuff that maybe some women aren't as up on as they could be, and a lot of men aren't either, and they're too embarrassed to ask. So there's going to be an educational component, and then there's a segment 2 is going to be a woman's interview, and the segment 3 will be a man's interview. And so you guys are actually going to be choosing. Jessica's going to be choosing the chick, the biker chick, and Jennifer choosing the biker dude. And every week I'm going to ask the guest to come on tag team to choose somebody else, because I don't want to meet the people that I've known for the past 10 years here in Arizona. I want to meet other people too and be introduced to other things. So you guys are going to be brainstorming, and the first episode is going to be on the 4th Friday of August, and that's the 28th of August, and it's going to be, a tip and a trick, a woman's interview and a man's interview, a co-ed experience. And then with my Biker Chicks Unite group, which anybody can join, it's a chick, I'm going to be doing impromptu small rides. And so the next ride we're going to be doing will be with the Wynn sisters, and then the ride after that will be the Lolitas.
Litas.
I want to say Lolita like the book. There's probably something super psychological about that.
Probably.
What I'll be doing is I'll be doing small invites. I really love being solo in a parking lot and having impromptu conversations. So I'll be either riding solo and having an impromptu conversation with another woman somewhere else. So Canadian International Wynn Sisters will be the first one. She'll be somewhere in Canada riding, and I'll be somewhere here in Arizona, and we're going to do a Facebook Live together, like we're having a random parking lot coffee conversation. I love that's one of the things about riding by myself is showing up in a parking lot, having just enough money for a cup of coffee so I can be humble and appreciate that cup of coffee, and be like in the middle of flipping nowhere I've never been before, and meet somebody and have a really genuine, authentic conversation. So I'll be doing those conversations live. And then for the rides that I'm bringing people, it'll be 3 of us max, and we'll be doing a Facebook Live.
That'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, so it's going to be the Biker Chicks parking lot coffee conversation. So those are 2 special editions I'm adding to Relentless Talk Radio. And the reason why I'm doing that was planning on doing a bunch of really big rides, but I told my mom I wouldn't do that. So I'm trying to build community the best I can virtually, and that's I'm doing it. Now I'll also be doing a calendar this year of professional people who ride, and that calendar will be put together throughout the year, and it'll be for sale in April when I do a poker run that's going to be benefiting LLS, which is the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, in April. So this is going to be kind of a drip campaign to get ready for the poker run, and the poker run will have a virtual component to it, so people in Canada can do it.
Nice.
So you basically choose where you're going to be, and I'll have a virtual place where you can pick up your card wherever you are, and your job is to post where you are and support small businesses and get a card. So we'll be doing a virtual combination, and hopefully by April next year we'll be able to have a big crew of us riding together too, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So those are the things I'm doing. Yeah, let's hope. How about you, Jennifer? You've got the bling. You have a bling thing coming up, don't you?
We're not doing that till September. You know, I did a little just with my girlfriend Rose and Andrea. We were just blinging, and Rose had her hat on, and I'm like, "Hey, bring it over here, let me bling it." And it's a Harley hat, and I put it out there, and people were like, "I want one, I want one." So I'm like, I want to teach people to do it. So we're gonna do some blinging in September, and then we have the International Female Ride Day and the Ladies Night, and every month I'll have a ride out there. So definitely watch for that. And I might be going over to California to Riverside and Huntington Beach, Harley Davidson, and doing some bling parties with them as well. And not just about blinging, but getting all of us women together and talking about why we love about riding and brainstorming and asking questions. That's really what it's about. We're just doing an activity to make us sparkle on top of that. So
You know, I think every day it's about finding the thing that gives you joy and just like doing a lot of that. You know,
Yeah.
I riding a motorcycle and being around people who love to ride gives me joy.
Yep.
You know, and you know what's really interesting to me is that nowhere in here did we talk about drinking and driving or being drunk or doing drugs or all those things that people think that bikers are on some level. It's not that we don't party. I don't party. You guys party. I've been sober for 20 years, but I thought when I got sober that my riding days were over, that I had that had to be part of my thing. And it's not. We have a lot of really cool things that we do that are not related to that stuff. And there's also a lot of fun barbecues and beer and hanging out and having a good time in a bar and doing things responsibly that are also part of the motorcycle culture. So it's a little bit of everything, and it's just all about being together and creating community. It's a shame that right now COVID has a lot of our biker hangout locations closed.
Yeah.
I really am hoping that the governor makes a different decision for places like Lucy's Sage and Sand, you know, the Hideaway, the Roadhouse, other bars that, you know, are really not just about drinking, although there's alcohol there. It's about bikers getting together and creating community. And I just think that it's time for the governor to let those bars open back up so they can make a living.
Especially ones that have the big outdoor areas. I mean,
Yeah.
But there's no reason why Lucy's is closed. It's aggravating. There's a huge outdoor space. They could close the inside and have like plenty of space outside.
yeah.
It just makes no sense. So I just hope the governor, like, you know, comes to his senses and continues to let businesses open back up, and hopefully bars will be open back up, because community is essential.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Well, in case Ducey's watching this right now, don't make this girl come and kick your ass. Come on.
You
Put that shit back up.
You can.
Nobody wants to get their ass kicked by a girl, Ducey.
And we already know that you've had 34 fights, so you actually could kick his ass. Like, I would just be told that. You actually could lay him right out.
Oh, probably in about 2 seconds.
So, Michelle, I wanted, you know, a lot of rallies, which we've all been bummed about, have been canceled this year. There's been a lot of ladies rallies that have been canceled. And I was, you know, it was good to see Sturgis was still going on from my perspective. And in about 3 weeks, I'm traveling to Texas for the Lil Rally, Ladies in Leather Rally. It's a ladies rally. I went to it last year with Tracy Rodriguez, who actually made my headband. She's the bomb. And we're riding out there, and I'm going to be speaking. I'm going to be one of the speakers there. And they're still putting it on. They're in Texas, and they're not canceling it. So if you ladies,
where in Texas is it?
Okay, I'm going to say it wrong. Texarkana.
Okay.
So East Texas, right on the Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas border. Texas ladies are very similar to Arizona ladies. Really huge community. I went last year, and they were so welcoming. We were the only Arizona chicks there, and they just opened arms, like took us in like family. I mean, it's like that no matter where you go, honestly.
When in October?
No, it's September. So it's September 12th, 13th, and 14th. Or sorry, 11th, 12th, and 13th. But it's still going on. And if ladies are looking to go to a ladies rally, definitely try and go, because it is worth it. It's 12, just shy of 1,200 miles. So it's a solid 600 miles each day. But
Cool.
worth it. Women's rallies, right, Jessica, are just amazing. Totally different from a co-ed rally.
You know, I haven't been to a women-only rally yet, so I might. It's crazy. I'm 53 years old. I might get my mom's permission
Yeah.
to
It's
go
amazing.
to that, you know? Oh, God. Are you guys camping or are you guys,
Sorry, I'm not a camper, but
you know, you're
really no. No, we're staying with people, family, some of Tracy's family, and then when we're there, we're getting a hotel room. So, yeah.
okay. Well, see that if I can get a hotel, I think I might be able to wiggle my way in there. So I'll keep it in mind.
Keep it in mind, and any other ladies out there, it is worth it. Worth it.
That's awesome. Can you think of anything else I try to keep it under an hour so I can get it on Instagram television later. So IGTV have to be under an hour. So we're at 55 minutes. We have 5 more minutes. Anything else you guys any more words of wisdom you want to share with the world, Jessica? Any more cursing?
Fucking A. In November, I think it's 7th. I'd have to check the date. It's everyone can check the date though. If it's still on with COVID, Gay Pride, the parade was moved. I actually have a spot to ride in the parade. I lived in San Diego for years, and back then they used to have the Dykes on Bikes, which was one of the biggest,
Dykes on Bikes?
They've been lacking that here. So we're a diverse community. It's all about bringing our motorcycles. And so, I've got us a spot to ride, and I think we got 30-something people signed up already. So if they don't postpone it again or cancel, that'll be in November, and you'll be hearing a lot of motorcycles going through downtown.
That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
So Tracy just said that I could stay with you and Jennifer. Mom, are you listening? I have a place to stay.
Come on, Mom.
I have a place to stay, Mom. Come on.
Wear a mask.
That's hysterical. I gotta wear. I'll wear an entire hazmat suit. Are we getting to the hazmat suit? We had a ride I actually hosted a ride about 2 months ago, and we got kind of some, not necessarily positive comments on Phoenix Moto Girls about being out. And I thought, it gave me pause, right? And Jessica said we should do a hazmat suit photo shoot. And I think we should, and we should make sure that we all have amazing
Yeah, I think I put that in the comments. I think I found a group of people in hazmat suits and put that in the comments.
That's hilarious. It's hilarious. Well, ladies, I just want to tell you in our last couple of minutes that I'm really impressed by you guys as human beings, as women riders. I just love what you're doing with your groups. I feel so blessed to have, just let my mother talk me into getting silver and found someone to help me get that done. Found a sponsor and got that done. And I'm looking really forward to riding with you guys and continuing to build community, because I think that gossip and negativity and toxicity and unhealthy relationships and all the drugs and alcohol and drinking and driving and all the crap that the crap of life, when you have positive groups like your groups interacting with each other, it's the best way to diffuse that kind of toxicity in life.
Absolutely. The best self-medication I've found is my motorcycle.
Yep.
And being around positive people that are about love, lifting up, emotional and physical health, and just really, being a lift in the world as opposed to any type of negativity or toxicity. And I right away when I met the both of you, Jennifer, I saw that right away when you were in your little suit. This is a cool chick. I need to know her some more. Even more so when I saw you on your pink motorcycle and just the genuineness of it and the laughter, the genuine laughter that is, and genuine laughter that's based upon like a little bit of being a little bit nasty or dirty, but not so much. Like just, it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of fun in that, Jessica. There's a lot of fun in that. And just being how girls are when they're together, but having a bunch of women who love motorcycles being that way together is just such a privilege. And I just want to say thank you so much for the work that you're doing in the community. I'm looking forward to doing amazing things with you guys this coming year and moving forward. I feel blessed and privileged that you came on the show today and that I can call you friend.
Thank you. And let's ride together.
Woo!
Really?
Yeah, ride or die, bitches.
Exactly.
We're at 59:10. So everybody, thanks a lot. This is episode 8 of Relentless Talk Radio. We'll be back here every Tuesday at 2:30. I hope you come back and then tune in for the Bikers Chics Unite Impromptu. You just pay attention to that in Relentless Talk Radio. You'll see it. And also for Relentless Bikers, which will be happening on Fridays at 10 a.m., second and fourth Fridays. Yay! Have a good day, everybody.